It's live, no editing, no, yeah, it's live. So I've got these two guys here. They're both age 21. I'm now age 35, and all I'm doing right now is to impart. My hope is called imparting of knowledge. So everything that I've learned, I wanna try to literally point onto them. So there's a trip to Spain. Said Barcelona. Barcelona is in Spain.
Spain, I said Spain.
Oh, Spain is in Barcelona. But either way, there's a trip happening in September. So I would love for both of them to qualify to go, because once you start traveling, your mind doesn't stay the same. So we spoke a lot from Drakensberg all the way to Mother Street. So we're at a hiking place right now, and just thought we should just take a moment and record some of the conversation that we've been having. So I don't know if you guys have any questions. Your name?
Oh, I don't have a
A
lot
name.
to say.
Tell them your name first.
Yeah, I don't have a lot to say. My name is Khwetsi Onalefuto, and I'm super excited to be around these amazing people.
He means me by amazing people.
Oh,
And the cameraman is pulling faces. Or the camera woman.
camera woman.
Camera, what's your name?
Okay, my name is Umpimetsa Hope Stemmer, and to be honest, being around this family for a week now,
Family.
for a week, I've learned so much and have been motivated in such a huge way. And also, I asked you this question, and you said you are afraid to go hungry. When I asked you what motivates you,
Yeah.
I want to ask you that question again, but don't answer in that way.
Which question?
What motivates
What
you
motivates
to
me?
keep going?
To keep going. Okay, now it's quite easy. It's desire for life, and not just desire for life in general, to live a specific life whereby I'm constantly growing. Like, I want to constantly grow. So that's what's pushing me every day, to be who I am, and to focus most of my time and my energy on who I am going to become. And I've also learned this on top, because this whole clip basically is about breaking down motivation, because motivation is very dangerous. It's the most dangerous thing in the world. So people don't understand that you can be motivated to stay the same,
Yeah.
and you can be motivated to change your life. And the truth is, at the same time, this is the truth, nothing really stays the same. So I'm gonna say that again. You can be motivated to die without seeing it, or you can be motivated to grow. All right. So you can never stay the same. You can never, like, no matter what you do or say, you can never stay the same. I don't know if you guys get that.
We get that.
And I asked him a question earlier on about, before I go into the motivation concept more into detail, I was asking him, what do you do on weekends? Are you making money or are you spending money? What was your answer?
I said I am not. What did I say?
What did you say? What you said?
You said you're making
I said
money.
I'm making money.
Okay. Then I'm asking him, what's your profit on a weekend basis?
And I said nothing.
Nothing. You see,
I said I'm spending money.
you spending money.
Because go mama, go 10 rand there at time.
You spending money.
That is spending.
So you see, with us, before I go deeper into motivation and so forth, I want to talk a little bit about success. And I was telling these guys, because I promise you, I would love for them to have what I have, but more. So I started this business about 7 years ago, and they are 21. I started when I was 28. I'm 35 now. They are turning 21. So you are 21. I say you are 21, you're 21. Yes, yes. It makes mathematics easier. Okay. So they are both 21. If they get this thing and they do this thing, in 7 years' time, they'll both be 28. So when I was starting, they'll already be 8 years ahead of me when I was starting. Do you guys understand this portion? Right? And secondly, everybody in the world is successful. And they were laughing earlier on when I say this. Everybody in the world is successful, because people think success is by definition some sort of a thing whereby you acquire material items, or you acquire money, or you acquire cars, whatever the reason may be. People think that's what success is, and people don't understand that everybody is successful. When you ask for 10 rand airtime from your mom, don't you consider yourself a success?
It is. a
You
success.
are. Because your
I
goal
got
was to
it.
get
10 rand.
10 rand from your mom, and when you got it, you were successful.
Yeah.
This is why it's so easy to go the other way with success instead of the way that is intended for us to go. Right now, for instance, there's poor people. Do you think poor people will ever be rich?
No.
It depends.
It depends.
Yeah.
On what?
On the mindset, what they pour inside the mindset, and the action they take.
Yeah.
Yeah. That will lead them whether they be successful
Or not.
Or not.
Let me tell you, poor people will always be poor. Poor people will always be poor. And rich people will always be rich. And I'm going to make it very simple. What does a poor person say about money? If you ask a poor person about money, say to a poor person, can I please borrow 10 rand? What will they say?
I don't have.
I don't have. So they're just validating who they are. Because once you say I don't have, what will you have tomorrow?
Nothing.
Nothing. Because that's who you want to become.
Yeah.
The I don't have person. Ask a rich person for money. What would they say?
Yeah.
They won't give it to you.
I'm working on it.
Rich people are continuously working on making
Money.
Guys, rich is not an actual amount in the bank. Rich is a language. This is how this thing ties up with motivation, because motivation also comes to the rich. Motivation also comes to the poor. And I can tell you right now, poor people are motivated. No offense to anyone, but poor people read the Bible, guys. But so do the rich people. Poor people read the Bible, and so do rich people. Some poor people read the Bible to do what?
To be poor.
To be poor. Rich people read the Bible to do what? To be rich. So wouldn't you say a Bible is motivational?
It is.
It is. So if we are all motivated, why aren't we all successful in an understanding of acquiring things?
It validates what you just said, that everyone is successful.
Everybody is successful. Poor people are successful because they want to be poor.
Cover. Yeah.
Guys, if you're confused, don't be. This is very simple. So if every day, if on a daily basis, if you're making 10 rand and you're spending 10 rand, are you poor or rich?
Poor.
You're poor. It's balance.
Yeah.
If you're making 10 rand and you're spending 9 rand, are you poor or rich?
Rich.
You're rich. You've got a profit of 1 rand. All you gotta figure out is, how do I now turn the 10 rand into 100 rand?
Yeah.
By doing what? 10 times more than what you did before. Now you'll be saving how much? 20 rand. So you're gonna be rich. It's only a matter of time. But the formula is already there. So poor people do what with money? They spend more than they have. On your weekends, are you spending more than you have?
100%.
Where are you going with this? You're gonna be poor. So how do we change that?
You start making money.
You start making profit. Everybody makes money, but you
Yeah.
gotta understand, before you this thing, you gotta have clarity of the basics that you must make money. The next level is know how much money you must make in order for you to make a profit, not a loss. Do you understand this? In Herbalife, we've got this thing called volume points in Tonton. We just use them as a currency of some sort to calculate growth. He says to this guy is very motivated, right? So is he, very motivated. And I'll ask him, what are your volume points for the month of February? He will say X, okay? I'm gonna ask him, what are your volume points for the month of March? He will say X. But how do you have X in February, X in March, and yet you are so motivated? You must have X in February, X plus 1 in March to show that you are very motivated. So if you're not continuously growing, what are you doing? You are dying.
Where there's no growth, there's death.
Where there's no growth, there is death. Where are poor people going?
To the grave.
To the grave. Where are rich people going? To the grave. We are all gonna go to the grave. The difference is, what kind of style will you be buried in? Guys,
Yeah.
we are all gonna die. So your
Yeah.
question earlier on was, what motivates me?
What keeps you
What keeps me motivated? The type of life I want to live. I want to go to Barcelona. We've already been to Czech Republic. I've been to Lyon, France. Today I'm here with you guys. I use my weekends to improve my life. not to kill my life. I use my weekends to make more money, not to spend
More money.
more money. No, I am spending, making more money. You gotta understand this
Yeah.
thing. We are all spending money every day. But I'm
takes
saying
money
to
to
you,
make money.
today I'm spending 1,000 rand, but I must make more than 1,000 rand. Therefore, I'm making more money. People in a weekend they spend 1,000 bucks. How much do they make? Nothing. What kind of a lifestyle is that? What kind of a lifestyle is that? So guys, these guys are gonna be on my Facebook feed. They're gonna be on my YouTube for the next coming 7 years. So 7 years from now, you're gonna find this video.
Yeah.
The question is, where will you be in 7 years? Because if you stick around, I can share the vision with you. If you don't stick around,
We did.
you're not dead. You will decide where you. I'm not the only person. I am not the only person. Hey, I am not the only person who knows what I know. I'm not the only person.
Yeah.
But the thing is, what I've realized is, you can be motivated by what I say now, but if you don't do this every day, practice it every day, you will think you are making it. I've been through a lot. What I'm earning now is ridiculous. I earn what they call a career level income, and yet I control 24 hours of my time. Most people with a career level income do what? They work with their time. I don't work the same way. I control my time. Any questions?
Can I stick around for the next coming up 7 years?
Oh yeah, no, here's the thing again. You
Yeah.
see, if you wanna stick around with me and you don't grow, I can't stick around with you.
Yeah.
No pressure. Of course there's pressure. Because every time you don't grow, you force me to
Not grow.
To die.
die.
To level down.
If guys, you gotta understand this thing. If you are not growing, you are dying. If I can't change you to become better, you are also equally trying to change me to become worse.
Worse.
So you can stick around provided you want to grow.
Provided we put the work.
Provided you put in the work. It's that simple, guys. I've met so many people, guys, since I started. In 7 years, you can imagine how many people I've spoken to. So many. Guess how many I've left behind?
So many.
So many. Guess why?
They didn't grow.
No. We don't have the same level of hunger for growth. You see, growth is relative. If you want to make 1,000 rand, that is your growth. That's perfect. I can't come to you and say, no, that's not. No. If it's your level of growth, that's it. But guess how much I want to make?
$1 million.
All of it. No.
All of
I want to make all of it. I want to make all of it. So I must meet people who are willing to do what?
To want all
To want all of
all
it.
of it.
I want all the houses. I want all the cars. I want all of it. I never want to lack anything. Period. If they say there's crisis of water, I want to have my own water. If there's crisis of power, I want to have my own power station.
Yes.
If there's crisis of a bank, I want to have my own bank.
Masbonge.
Because guys, I have seen that people can have all these things. Why can't I? Why can't you?
Yeah.
Why must you always suffer? The first 28 years of my life, guys, I've suffered. Like I've suffered. Now when I see the younger guys, like, and we look, you can't even tell who's older, who's young, except for the beard. But when I see younger guys more on a much more serious note, I always ask myself, what can I do to share the vision? In closing, guys, I went to an event yesterday in Johannesburg. It was amazing. It was the most amazing thing. And when I'm there, I'm like, wow. These events happen every single week of the year. Sometimes they happen twice in one weekend in different locations. But on average, let's just say it's one weekend per week. One event per weekend, sorry. One event per weekend. How many weekends do we have in a year? About 52? Let's use 50. So if there's 50 weekends in a year and there's one event per weekend, guess how many units are those of people attending per year? It's 100,000. That's crazy. Because on average, there's about 200 people attending an event. So 200 times 50 will give you 10,000. Sorry, it's going to give you 10,000. That's 10,000 units of people attending every event. So if each person contributed 100 rand to the cause, how much would that be in a year?
100.
It's 1 million rand.
Oh, in a year.
In a year, it'll be 1 million rand. So these events are worth far more because people are contributing way more than way more than 100 rand.
100.
So these events are worth at least 3 million minimum per year. Do you think they know? That they're running a business that's worth 3 million a year. Do you think they know? How much would that business be worth in 10 years? 30 million. Do you think they know?
No.
Do you know why they don't know? Because their habit is that they want to spend the money and not measure the profit. If you're obsessed with the profit, you will see the desire for growth. Because every time you make a profit, what do you want to do the next day?
Make more
You want to
profit.
make more profit. But if you spend money, what do you want to do the next day? You want to spend more money. It's a thing.
Yeah.
How about? We'll talk later.